Marvel? Have you ever met Kevin Feige? Have you ever met Ryan Coogler, David?
Why are we doing this, Joe?
Because we're spreading a good word of waste, man, and this is the cost.
All right. No, to be honest with you, I haven't. But I just love making movies, and I know you think I'm being diplomatic. I'm not actually. I'm being honest. And you know what? You just said Ryan Coogler. Come on. I've watched Sinners like 5 times.
Yeah.
And also, if we're going to do this, come on, Josh, let's go. It's Fruitvale. Come on.
Well, he's 3 or 4 for 4, whatever he's done.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So no, again, those people, whatever they're doing, I'm there.
Test, checkity, check. I know there was no way in hell y'all thought I was not going to cover some of the biggest news that happened in the Marvel Universe in a franchise that honestly is one of the best outside of probably maybe Iron Man and Blade to have ever done it. But first, let's start with this. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host, JL Dub, and I want to thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of The Bigger Question. This is going to be shorter and quicker because I actually have to run and get to a damn studio so we can continue working on our own project that is releasing in October. Stay tuned for that. I'm excited for y'all to check it out. But first, I want to talk about big news coming out of Marvel. Recently at Comic-Con, Kevin Feige stepped up on stage and announced alongside Ryan Coogler that they have found their newest, awesomest, franchise-carrying heavyweight star, who is Black Panther in David Jonsson.
He was great in a movie called The Long Walk. He was great in Alien Romulus. I want you guys to give a warm welcome to our new Black Panther, Mr. David Jonsson.
I want to turn here to entertainment, where they have an article titled Kevin Feige got chills and teared up when Ryan Coogler cast David Jonsson as Black Panther. Kevin Feige and the Marvel team were waiting until after Ryan Coogler wrapped up his Sinners award season, a much well-deserved award season for the director and writer of Sinners. About a month before they were about to start the search, Feige told Empire that Coogler called and said, "I found him." Coogler dropped Johnson's name to Feige, along with some of the 32-year-old's actors' past film credits. Multiple times as I was preparing to do this episode, I was going to refer to Jonsson as kid, not recognizing that this quote-unquote kid is my damn age. He just has more of a youthful charisma to him. It must be something about the skincare routine. He does Fiji water and I do donuts. Per Feige, the director had a secret meeting with Jonsson under cloak of darkness in a hotel somewhere where they discussed the passing of the late Chadwick Boseman's torch. He called me afterwards and said, "He's the guy." Ladies and gentlemen, if you have been with the channel for a while, then you have seen my episodes and thoughts on Black Panther. Had he been given a few more movies, people would look to the Black Panther character and Chadwick Boseman as synonymous as we look to Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. He was T'Challa. Unfortunately, you find in life that when good things come your way, bad things generally are around the corner. It's almost like you have to sacrifice something to get something good. And the greater good you get, the more the sacrifice is. It's sad, but I'm telling you, I feel like that is a universal law. Taking up the mantle, I said if Marvel wanted to do something that would shake up the Marvel Cinematic Universe, get audiences excited about something new, they would have brought back Killmonger and made him the new Black Panther. Why did I say that? I simply said that because a lot of people identified with what Killmonger's mission was in the first Black Panther. It's part of the reason that movie was so good. Michael B. Jordan killed it as this character. He has literally redefined hairstyles for all black fucking characters in movies, in life, in comics, whatever. Everybody's got the damn Killmonger hairstyle. They had it for a while. fighting for the oppressed. Now, he went too far with his goal in wanting to basically eradicate any and everybody, but we understood where his passion came from in that final iconic line.
Nah. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
And suddenly you've got a story that people are invested in because we've seen this character at his worst. Now let's see his journey to become something that a whole kingdom could root for. What that means to not only be a king, but to be a mentor. What it means to be compassionate and fierce. That would have been a story worth telling, a journey worth going on, but they did not do that. Instead, we got a kind of modified Black Panther 2 in Wakanda Forever. One name was rising above the rest when it came to talks of who was going to take on the mantle. And it was not Michael B. Jordan as much as I advocated for him. No, Damson Idris was the one that everybody thought was going to be announced as the new T'Challa.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
Damson, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, it's so hard to be good looking standing next to Brad Pitt.
I think you held your own pretty well. I think you held your own pretty well.
I thought that already. I just want to hear you say it.
The brother has charm. He pops off the screen. He's got a personality that you would like to watch take on a superhero role. Hell, we're waiting for him to take on his first big screen movie role where he is solely the lead. This seemed rife for Damson Idris to fulfill his destiny as an A-list superstar by taking on this role. Instead, we get David Jonsson, a name that may not be as known as Damson Idris, but after this, guaranteed will be spoken in the same realm of celebrity. And this is what I've got to say about this casting. To replace Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, I can literally not think of anybody, including Damson, who could be a more fitting choice than David Jonsson.
We're gonna be musketeers. There's 4 of us.
Come on now. We stick together to where all that stuff. How about that? All for one.
One for all.
No, and again, I need to hear it louder. All for one.
And one for all.
Dude was something different on the screen. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is, right? When you're around true talent, true talent, it separates itself from any and everybody else. Imagine this is a rare trait to have, right? Anybody can study real hard and probably get decent or even good in any field, but there are some who are naturally gifted in certain things in life. Naturally gifted, so much so that it separates itself even from the people who have spent years studying a craft. Those years of studying and trying to be the best at something that isn't your natural fit, you will never catch up to the ones that are just different, that are born with it. And David has that thing that pops off the screen, the thing that you can't teach. And I saw that in both Alien Romulus and in A Long Walk. I then look to who he's taken on the role from, Chadwick Boseman, and I think about the man that kind of surrounds the character and how it informed the T'Challa we got on the screen. As I sat there and looked at it, and then I thought about Damson Idris taking on the role, and then I thought about David Jonsson taking on the role, I came away with this. In my mind, there were 2 directions that you were potentially considering going down when looking at Damson and looking at David. Now, if you go down the Damson route, it's not a wrong answer. It's not a bad answer. Again, everybody thought this was the name that was going to be thrown out there. Damson, to me, is ready to be a superstar. Damson gives off the same energy as a Will Smith. He's got energy that is loud. It makes people want to look at him. He's got a good look to him. He seems charming. There's a strength to him. You'd like to see him in action roles. You believe him when he takes control of a room. Very similar to a character like Mike Lowrey in the Bad Boys series.
What are you, a cop or a model? What you talking about, man? Do something on. I like looking good. What? For who? Hey, don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Then you look to somebody like David Jonsson. Also pops off the screen, but it's with a reserved quietness. An energy that demands attention but doesn't scream about it. Mind you, nobody's saying that either one of these actors are begging for attention. I'm saying one's energy screams for it even when without trying. The other one calls for it almost seductively, quietly, reserved. You can't help but wonder, who the hell is that guy in the corner, right? Think about it like this. I said Damson gives off the Will Smith type energy. David, to me, gives off the Chadwick Boseman type energy. Anything Chadwick was in, you wanted to see, but nothing about his energy screamed, I'm the loudest in the room. Nothing about his energy screamed, when I come in, I demand attention. It just is there. I'll give you more examples, right? This is the difference between watching somebody like Samuel L. Jackson, more than that Will Smith. My energy is loud. I come in with with charisma and demand your eyes. Versus somebody like Morgan Freeman.
There are 7 deadly sins, Captain. Gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy.
Damn, I'm really good at what I do, but I do it so skillfully that you can't even really tell what it is that I'm doing that makes you want to watch me. There's so many examples of this. The loud, great energy that just draws people towards them, and then the reserved quietness, that fierce quietness that still draws people towards them. This, to me, is why David Jonsson makes more sense, because Chadwick Boseman had that reserved quietness that demanded your attention. Long time before we see this movie is the big takeaway. But I'm excited for it because I think it's going to rival, potentially, depending on who, the script, it's going to rival potentially Black Panther 1, and we're being told that the third one is going to focus more on the Wakanda folklore and mythology, get a little bit more into that supernatural realm, which I believe means we're going to see definitely Ryan Coogler's frequent collaborator, Michael B. Jordan, as he returns from the spiritual plane, or maybe even returns to life, because there's no way you keep a character like Killmonger dead forever, although Michael B. Jordan seems to be very, very busy with his production slate. It's also important to note, speaking of like that loud, confident energy and that more reserved, charming energy, there's one person I can think of who immediately comes to mind who is able to kind of like encompass both naturally, and it's a unicorn type ability, and I'm wondering if you all can figure it out. Drop in the comments below right now, timestamp it when you're dropping your comment who you think it is. But I'm telling you, funny enough that we're talking about Black Panther 3, because I think the individual that is rumored or has said that he's going to be in Black Panther 3 encompasses both of these energies, and that individual is Denzel Washington. I think he both can be loud and exude a presence that overshines most, but then can also be quiet and reserved in a way that kind of moves through a room and you're just like, who just walked in here? David Jonsson, do his damn thing. Let me know what you're excited about. Let me know what you think about this casting. Is there anybody else that you would have chosen? I will holler at you all later. I gotta go. I am late. I was Host GLW, and I fucked this outro all up. Oh well, I'll see you all later.